You know what, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
Some blood shouldn't mix. This was really hard movie to quote, but I felt like that was the most consistent one in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, what's going on, guys? My name is Barry,
This is Colby.
and this is Who Watches This. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the last movie of
Man's best friend, the dog.
funny. Before we get to talking about the movie we did this week, in the last 5 years, this is probably the only movie I had to veto. Colby's, because this is Colby's month originally, right? But I was like, we can't do John Wick 4. The dog's been dead for 3 movies.
But there's like a new dog in each movie, right?
Yeah, but the main focus is gone.
Right.
This
but
is just an action movie now.
Without that original dog, then there would be no part 4.
If that first domino never fell.
Exactly. Yep.
But it's only because I was like, this is no longer about the dog, though. The John Wick movies have gone so far off the rails, but in the best way possible. So I was
it's interesting because as we were trying to find movies, because I was like, I want a movie that the dog is a pivotal part of the movie, but isn't the movie's not about the dog.
Yeah.
And then so one of the reviews I saw said, The Nice Guys.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, had a pivotal, entertaining dog, and then I watched it, and there is zero dog in it, no sense of dog. And then I went and I read another review, and it was very similar, but they had changed the word dog to daughter.
Oh.
And somebody posted it, and I don't know if it auto-corrected or if they had AI write their review or something. But it filled it in with dog. And so, yeah, so it was a very good movie.
But no dog.
Nice Guys. Yeah, entertaining. It's got the guy who
Ryan Gosling
played Ken. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Yes, yeah. Entertaining movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. And the whole movie I was like, where's the dog?
Where's this dog's coming? Yeah, by the way, we didn't do Nice Guys for this for the last movie.
No.
So I remember here, let's do the Rhyme Fest trailer first, right?
Yes.
So we can formally introduce the movie, right? Be it foul, and it probably stinks. The urban legends might be as real as you think. The village isn't as tame as one would hope, because there's a dark secret when put under the microscope. Giving false hope, underneath their nose, they were pillaged. Let's find out the hidden truth in 2019's Howling Village. So we're going to be talking about the 2019 Japanese horror movie, The Village. And I forgot. I was like, we should watch this one because it's directed by Takashi Shimizu, who is the original director for the Grudge movies.
Yes.
And I remember somebody telling me about this movie, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so I could recommend this, and it'll fit the theme. Unfortunately, it fit the theme to a different degree. Because not only is it about man's best friend, but it's when the best friend becomes more than a friend.
Yes.
Oh man. So So there's also rarely a dog in here, but dog is always in mention.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So it kind of fits. But I remember after getting a text from Colby, he's like, this was not a dog movie." And I was like, "Oh, this is the ultimate dog movie." Oh man. So, oh,
And
okay.
we don't do enough foreign films. We need to.
Yeah, we should like always mix it up, well, like once a month with one foreign film.
Right. Right. We should be able to find something into
Oh man.
that fits.
Yeah. So, gosh, I already forgot how this movie started. I watched this like last night, and I watched it during lunch. During lunch at work, like, just to kind of refresh myself for the beginning of this movie. But God, like, let's just, yeah. So like this movie starts off almost like you're gonna think it's gonna be a found footage film, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because
With the girl in the yellow jacket.
yeah, we start with her, like, I think her, I believe her, like, I'm gonna butcher these names or like not really remember them, so I'm just gonna make them up at a certain point. But I know her name was Akane or Akina,
Yes.
right? And she's being followed with her boyfriend Yotaro. Well, like, let's just really keep it simplified, right? Yeah, she's being followed by her boyfriend, and they are doing what, I don't know, Gen Z and, well, no, millennials are doing it too. They're exploring, they're urban explorers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they are exploring the very real village of Inunaki Village, which, if you guys know a little bit of Japanese, at least Inu means dog in Japanese, so I don't know what the Naki means. I should have looked that up. But in this world, and I believe in the real world too, it's an abandoned village that was abandoned. I hate saying the word twice. It's a desolate village abandoned by time.
Right. And it is considered the most haunted village in Japan.
Yeah.
And this is a urban legend off of a true story.
Yeah. And so, like, it's funny enough, the movie starts off with another urban legend in Japan where it's like, oh, if you're by this phone booth at 2 a.m., somebody calls you. And that's kind of what happens. Akina ends up answering the phone at 2 in the morning, and she's like, oh, we're on the way. And they make their way to this, like, village. And it's like, it looks pretty abandoned. It's desolate. It's like a ghost town, pretty much, right?
Right. Yep.
But like strange things sort of start to happen in there as they're exploring like these old like shacks, and it always feels like there's like something very there's always it feels like there's always something watching you.
Right. Right.
And so her boyfriend, who's the brother of our main character, is like, yeah, we should get out of here, this something feels not right.
Right. And then she's like, I've got to go to the bathroom, so I'm
Yeah.
going to go in here and
And pee.
try to find a halfway decent place to.
Which, I mean, you guys, it's an abandoned village. You could pee literally anywhere at this point.
Right.
And, like, that's your boyfriend, so he's probably seen, how everything works down there. Oh, man. No, but then they start to get, what's it called? Akina starts to get chased by something. And I kind of like what they do, like, in the beginning of this movie, because you kind of only see, like, maybe, like, shadows, but you never get to see a lot of the things until, like, they kind of, like, okay, so, like, this movie to me was almost scary. They suffered from showing too much. Yeah, because as I was watching this movie, I was like, oh, this movie can be so scary if they showed so much less.
Right.
But
And it's interesting, right? Because isn't the director
Takashi Shimizu, yeah, The Grudge.
did the Grudge, and the Grudge was so scary because you didn't see that much.
Yeah, it's a lot of very smaller instances of seeing these things. Here, it's pretty blatant But they end up having to dip on, like, leave the village because it feels like, they're being chased by something, and they're going through this, like, other dark tunnel, which is like another prominent figure in, like, Japanese urban legends. Like, they have, like, these haunted tunnels. So it's like they're stacking, like, urban legends one on top of the other.
Right. Yeah.
But we all of a sudden cut to what's the main character's name?
Yuma.
Yeah, I should at least know her name.
No,
But
and so Yuma is the main guy.
okay,
No, he's yeah,
yeah, he's the
and
older
then
brother.
and then Kanada.
Oh, Kanade.
Yeah, is the girl.
So Kanade she is a doctor at a children's hospital. It feels like she's like a psychologist almost.
Right, or a counselor.
Yeah, but they do refer to her as doctor. So, and she's working with this little kid, and this little kid seems kind of like not traumatized, but it's like a strange little kid. But she's like, yeah, I have another mom, and she's like, no, your mom's like right here. She just stepped out. She's like, no, my mom.
Yeah, not that mom.
Yeah.
This mom.
And this is where we figure out that Kanade actually has some sort of, maybe she's a little bit of psychic or something, because at the corner of her eye, a lot of the times, she sees like a figure of a woman.
Right.
And so
she got a little of the shine.
Yeah, exactly. And those portions are kind of really freaky, right? But no, Kanade, she gets called, by her brother, and she's like, hey, can you check on Akina? She's been acting really, really strange ever since we came back from our little trip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so she gets home, and the brother, the older brother and the dad have a pretty bad relationship. Not like a bad relationship, but he's just not living up to the expectations of the father, right?
Right, yeah.
But when we go meet Akina a second time, she's singing like this lullaby that they're like, what is she singing? And when they finally meet her, she seems so out of it.
Right, yeah. Like she was drugged or something.
Yeah, she's very lucid, and she's kind of not making a lot of sense. But then when she sees Kanade, she's like, oh, she snaps back a little bit, right? And then, funny enough, the little brother comes in. He's like, "Oh my God, you guys went to the Howling Village, Inunaki Village. I'm doing my project on it. It's super haunted."
Right. Yep.
And he ends up stealing his older brother's camcorder.
Yeah, because like we said, it seemed almost found footage.
Yeah.
So he finds the camcorder. And he watches a little bit of it. And he's like, "Whoa!
Yeah,
they really made it to this village that nobody really knows where it's at."
Exactly. But then all of a sudden, she hears Akina singing the lullaby, and he looks out, and she's walking and pissing all over herself.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, "Oh my God, she has not drank water in a long time because this pee's yellow. It is like." It's like energy drink Monster yellow. It's a lot of taurine and B12. And so he the little brother rushes to them, and he's like, "Yo, Koto," that's his name, I think. Yuma's like, "Oh, bro, I told you stop bugging me." And he's like, "No, it's Akina. She's pissing." And he's like, "Are you watching her, you little pervert?" And he's like, "No, she's outside, walking around, pissing all over the place." And so they start to try to look for her.
Right. And by the time they get downstairs and get outside, she's kind of missing. Yeah.
So Yuma is running around the small little the town that they live in, but then all of a sudden he gets a call from Akina. And probably a really super cool shot in this section, right? Because Akin is they're calling for me, so I have to go to them, and I'll see you soon too, though. Don't worry about that. And then as he's making this call, he's like, "Where are you?" It does bullet time as she's falling from some sort of tower,
right?
And splats all over her, which I was like. Not enough blood splatter.
But it's probably my favorite shot of the movie. It is really unexpected and well done because it's kind of slow motion. And as she's falling past him, even though like the ground's like right there,
Yeah.
she smiles at him as she's falling past him, and it is super
unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so. Yeah, you know, like Akina's like family starts a like memorial service, and they try to visit, but the dad is obviously livid.
Oh right.
She's
Oh
like,
yeah.
she died when she was you. This is all your fault, you know. And obviously, like you know, when you're grieving and like especially in this kind of circumstance, you really just need somebody to blame, and
Right.
and you kind of
so,
can't blame
so,
him.
right. Her father's blaming blaming him.
Yuma, yeah.
His father's kind of blaming him.
Oh, I know. He's getting blamed all over the spot. So like Yuma's like, nah, you know, forget this. I'm gonna get my friends, and we're about to burn this village down to the ground.
Yep.
But when they get to the tunnel, it's closed off, and he's like, "Yo, what the hell? This shouldn't be closed off." And
right, and it's not like a gate; it's like cement bricked off.
yeah, it's like you're trying to like keep out like zombies type of like apocalyptic. Like it's like a what is it like those barricades that they just put on the top of each other.
Right,
But,
yeah, like almost like you're worried about a flood coming through that
Yeah.
tunnel down from the mountain.
But unfortunately, when they do that, Koto sneaks in, like the car,
Yeah,
and so his friends are like, "Hey man, I don't. This feels weird. I'm not gonna go in there. I really don't want to go in there."
right.
Right. Oh, sorry. Oh, one thing I have to say though, for Akina's like autopsy, it showed that she drowned.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
So that's like a little tidbit there. But yeah, no. So like,
And the old doctor is like talking to the dad, and he's like, we remember when there was unusual drownings like this 30 years ago.
oh yeah,
I hope it doesn't mean there's going to be
another
more deaths.
wave. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Yuma goes into the tunnel, and then Koto hears his big brother, and so he gets freaked out. And then this is kind of like where the suspense kind of gets ruined for me because then we start to see like ghosts, like, and they're all
Right.
like they're all super blurry, like they're the Flash. Like you know when the Flash like hides his like face and like, he's like frequently vibrating.
Right. Yeah. A lot of the stuff in like I said, like that early shot was great with the when she's falling, but like the ghost thing is cool, but it's very like early 90s kind of ghost.
Yeah.
Like it seems very dated. I actually had to look at the age of the movie. I was like, oh, maybe that
2009, not 2019.
yeah, I was like, maybe 2019 is just when it got released, like in America, but it was actually
2019.
20 years earlier or something.
Yeah, you know, Takashi, man, you gotta update, update the graphics. But no, yeah. So like unfortunately, Yuma and Koto get taken out by the ghosts.
Yeah,
That's in the tunnel, and we switch back to Kanade, where she's talking to the father of Ryosuke, I think is his name, because they call him Ryo-chan. And he's like, hey, like my wife doesn't know, but when she was pregnant, she gave birth, like the baby died. But then the hospital was like, hey, we got this other baby. do you want to take it?
And its mother just died.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I'm suing. But like, no, unfortunately, he was complicit in this whole thing. So she's like, he's talking to Kanade, and he's like, hey, could you just, not tell her because this would devastate her, and I don't, it's just, it's already like all under the bridge. Let's just keep it that way. And
right,
can you help just figure out what's going on with Ryosuke and all that stuff? And she's like, okay.
Right, and she's not like she can't be like, well, he's seeing his other mom and she's talking to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, like they have like another full encounter with like Ryosuke's like real mom. And every time like she's talking to this kid, he's always like waving off somewhere else.
Right.
And
Yeah.
those are the parts that are like, oh, that shit's really creepy. You know, because then like when she like kneels down to talk to him on the bench, like you just see her feet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Right. And it like that's the way you're supposed to do it. Like
Yeah,
just
that's
that.
like yeah, that's that classic Takashi.
Yeah.
But no, like, and so like, oh my gosh, and so when news kind of breaks out that Yuma and Koto are stuck in the tunnel, everyone goes there. Like the friends are like, yeah, we went with them, but we told them not to because you know this shit's really creepy, and and all that stuff. And then like the mom starts like, yeah, she starts howling. She tries to go over it to like go save her babies, but then she gets like super animalistic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Uh,
husband tries to stop her and she bites him.
yeah, and but like when she's like growling, it's like super guttural.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that's not the wailings of a human mother. That is the growl of a like an animal. And she kind of snaps out of it, and she tries to like console her husband, but he's like, "Get away from me, freak!" And like this whole time, like during this whole debacle, like the dad is like, "I knew, oh, I should have never had married you, so some blood shouldn't mix." And you're just thinking like, "Oh, he's like a classist." But like after this scene of like her like super like very animalistic, it's like, oh, maybe there's something more there, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Uh, and so like kind of she ends up going to go visit her grandfather, and like the grandpa's like, oh yeah, your grandma, we just found her in front of my house, but Japan back then was so different. So we ended up, just raising her, and then we ended up getting married and all that stuff, and then she has a flashback of her and her grandmother kind of, playing around together, and it seems like they both can see spirits because right next to the house is like a family cemetery,
Right. Right. Yeah.
and she's like, oh, don't worry about him, like the man in the Oliver Twist hat, and he's a good person.
Right. Yeah. He's just watching over us. He always seems like he wants to say something, but he never does.
Yeah. Meanwhile, well, that's all happening. Yuma's friends kind of what's it called? They have like another issue, right? Like the bald Buddha-looking dude. He gets stuck by the Red Bridge, which is like another like Japanese like urban legend thing. That's right
Right.
next to the other urban legend of the phone booth. And his motorcycle breaks down, and so he calls his friends, and he's like, "Yo, hey guys, I'm by the bridge. Can you come get me? My motorcycle is like all jacked up right now, and I just need help." And so they go over there, and they're like, "Where is he?" And then they hear the telephone ring, and they know the legend, but
Right.
they pick it up anyway, which is like, you guys are so stupid.
Well, because they're like maybe he got he went somewhere and
Yeah.
he's calling us at this phone to let us know that he got a ride or whatever.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, when they get there, he's repeating the same thing that he had said to them earlier on that night.
Right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the booth starts like having like little handprints of like dirt, but it's not outside.
It's
It's inside.
right. Yeah. That
Oh.
was super creepy too, because you like they're freaking out because of the handprints, and then he reaches up to one, and it's on the inside. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa,
Yeah. I would have already been freaked out because the phone booth closed by itself.
right? Yeah,
And they both got stuck in there, and then they ended up dying in there like because it floods.
right. Yeah, I mean, like I would have just been like, I peed a little, but it's not that much.
right? And then what's it called? We kind of cut back to the hospital. Kind of is there again, and then the doctor talks about like, oh well, there used to be this village, and it was like, there was like a terrible rumor going around because the village used to hunt wild dogs and eat them, and they got outcasted by society. And then there was like another terrible rumor that the women were fornicating with the dogs,
Right.
and it was just like it's a very terrible situation and all that stuff. And so like, yeah, like
And that
oh, sorry, go ahead.
it, did he already? No, that was later when they talked about the power company, right?
Oh no, yeah, I think that's during that time because like he what's it called when he is like a Ryosuke, like he collapses, right?
Yeah.
He ends up collapsing, and so she ends up staying with him to like look over him. But then Mr. Doctor Miyamoto also collapses, or something like that. This movie is a lot. It's like it's a Takashi Shimizu or whatever, Takashi Miike, or no, that's a different director. Takashi Miike is a different director. Um, Yeah, Takashi Shimizu. He's like pretty well known for like kind of making movies a little bit more complicated, like The Grudge and the time skipping and all that stuff. Uh, because Ryosuke ends up having like like a nightmare and all that stuff, and so she kind of dashes with him somewhere else because now they're being chased by a whole bunch of ghosts, and she ends up in the doctor's room, and then he ends up, I don't know, maybe telling him at that point like what happened. But then when she wakes up, it's like a double dream. It's like super
Yeah.
Inception. But they're like, oh my god, Dr. Miyamoto died and all that stuff. I don't know.
And they said he drowned too, right?
Yeah, he had drowned as well. And so now she's like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, when she's overlooking like this reservoir, she gets approached by the man that she had seen as a child. And he's like, hey, you gotta come follow me. I gotta show you the new Michael Bay movie. No, it's like this movie. It's like a Super 8, and it's kind of depicting the actual history of Inunaki Village.
Right. It's actual footage of the village before it disappeared.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, this village, we used to just get rid of the wild dogs because they were attacking people and all that stuff. And then this power company came and promised us, like, if they bought our land, they were going to pay us a lot of money. But then, like, they started this heinous rumor, and the village started to fall apart from that because of their manipulation. They what's it called? They imprisoned all the women in the houses with the dogs and all that stuff. And
Right. The power company was doing this because they wanted the rights to the land because there was a river that ran through there. If they put up a dam, then they could have the power from the dam, but the dam would then flood the area where their
yeah,
part of the area where their village was.
yeah, it's and like yeah, and then like the ghost is like telling her like, you have to go there. You have to, because that's your brother. Your brothers are still alive in the village.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she ends up going to the same tunnel, but now when she goes there, the tunnel isn't blocked off.
Right.
And so she's kind of roaming around this village trying to look for her brothers until she hears something in one of the shacks, and like she's followed by the ghost. She knows this guy's a ghost. um but when she gets into their what's it called, her brothers are in a cage, and then she hears a cry of a baby and a woman named Miyu upstairs. And then like the ghost, he goes up there, and like the baby's still like with the umbilical cord, and then like there's a dog in there,
Yeah.
which I was like, oh Jesus. It was true. Which, like, if you're gonna watch this movie, you have to suspend all belief that what is it called, interspecies
Right, right.
is impossible. In this universe, it is. But yeah, he rips the cord with his bare teeth, and
Yeah,
he like gives the baby to Kanade, and he's like, "Please save our baby before the village gets flooded." And Maya or Miyu is like, "No, give me back my baby," and she starts to have like that super guttural, animalistic growl to her.
yeah, and she's super creepy looking now too. She's
Yeah, she's like transforming a little bit. And so Oliver Twist, that's what I'm going to call the ghost from now on. He's like, "Go, run, get out of here with your brothers." And so they get to the tunnel, but then Miyu is like half transformed into like a dog woman.
right. Yeah, a
And
werewolf kind of
yeah.
thing.
But like before you see her, she's holding up Oliver Twist by the neck.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's like, obviously super messed up now, but he's like, he screams out, "You run!" Which this is probably the most infuriating portion of the movie because they stayed in this tunnel way too long.
uh, right. Yeah, that's a run moment.
Yeah.
You just keep on running. There's don't stop and look and watch the transformation. Yeah,
But the transformation, this is part is where I think it's like really good. It's like American Werewolf in London levels of transformation because you hear every bone cracking. She's like contorting her body in different ways, and not like super goofy looking ways. It's like, oh, that's what it would look like.
right. Yep.
And she's like, you screaming, "Give me back my baby! Give me back my baby!" And like, kind of like is like processing all this, but Yuma ends up kind of throwing himself to stop Miyu because he sees Akina's ghost in the tunnel. And I think Akina was also pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, because Yuma's like, "That's not our baby. That's not our baby." And then she kind of like fades back into like the ghost crowd. And so
Yeah.
he ends up stopping Miyu from approaching. So does Oliver Twist. And they're like, "Run, get out of here." And I was like, "Why aren't you guys? You should have been out of this tunnel." I would have been gone so fast. But what's it called? Kanade and Koto end up getting out of the tunnel and sort of pass out in front of a home,
Right.
which we know as her grandparents' home, right?
Yep. Yeah.
But like as they're laying down on the ground, the baby starts to cry, and then a young Oji-chan comes out. And he's like calling for his dad, and he's like, "Hey, there's a baby out here crying." But then like
Right.
when it pans back to the ground, it's just the baby. It's not Akina and or no, it's not Kanade and Koto. And then when it pans up again, the grandpa is like running out of the house, and he's like worried about his kids and all that stuff. And so, and then
And
yeah,
then it is them.
it is them, yeah. And so a little bit of time kind of goes. The dad is bringing out the mom out of the hospital because in the middle of the movie, the mom she's like transforming as well.
Mm-hmm.
One night when Kanade comes home, the dad is like on the couch with his head in his hands, like a whiskey on the table, and like the mom is making noises, and so when she goes in there, she's like half transformed into some sort of dog. And she's like even eating out of the ground like a dog.
Yeah. Yep.
And so like yeah, and so at the end of the movie, he's like pushing his wife out, and she's on a wheelchair. Koto's with them, and obviously she's sad because like her son is dead, her oldest, but she still has her two kids. So I think that's what she's trying to find solace in. A tourist couple goes to the reservoir and takes a little selfie, and they see a dead body floating in the water,
Yeah.
and it turns
Yeah.
out to be Yuma. But then, like, when they show the body, they showed, like, the face, and she's, like, obviously distraught. But then, like, it pans down, and she's like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Oh, please don't. It's really hard to explain, and we'd rather you not open." And she's like, "No, I gotta see what the hell this is." And it's the two bodies of Miyu and Oliver Twist.
Right. And
It's, yeah.
it shows it in a way where they're somehow connected to her or coming out of her or
Him.
him.
Yeah.
I is super creepy.
Yeah, and
But
they're much more like their bodies are much more decayed than his
oh
because
yes,
he looks like he just drowned.
right,
But like when you look at their bodies, they're like decayed, like
right.
Crypt Keeper.
Like they drowned
Hmm.
30 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, so like the time situation in this movie is it's willy nilly, but now like but kind of days she's back at the hospital and like the parents of Ryosuke are thanking her for like helping him sort of situate like whatever his situation was. They helped him get through it, but then
right.
he leans over and whispers. He's like, "Oh, my mom said tell your friend I said hi," or something like that. And as they start to walk away, the boy looks at her twice, but the first time she actually looks at her to do the little hand wave, but then he looks back again, and then his eyes go like full dark, and you're like, oh my
Yeah,
god, he's a dog. And then like the mother is attached to him still, and then when she turns around, her eyes go all dark with a little bit of the fangs coming out,
yeah,
and she kind of like she does like the little it's like it's so funny like her and the mom do this thing with their hands. It's very Halle Berry Catwoman.
oh you're right. Like
Yeah.
the rub like
Your mouth or something.
your mouth with like your paw. Yeah.
Yeah. And the movie ends right there. All right, before we get to talking about the rest of this movie, let's go ahead and do our other section, high star, low star.
So the best rating on this is an 8 out of 10. Uh, Good horror with just a few visual flaws. Um, I feel this movie's not as bad as a lot of people say. There were a lot of scary moments which give you great goosebumps, but the visuality in it was weak. That's a weird
Yeah, the
I,
visuals were pretty weak. I think that's what they're saying.
um, it could have been more scary visually. Overall, good horror flick comparing to the modern horror releases. Give it a try.
All right, and then I have a 1 out of 10 failed horror movie. The whole storyline makes no sense and it's dumb. First of all, why would you go back to that tunnel knowing the death of your girlfriend is fishy and you suspect the supernatural? Why would anyone even think about going back and challenging the supernatural? One look at the tunnel, it's creepy and it's dark. Why go in there? The documentary style presentation in the beginning with the shakiness for almost 15 minutes made me nauseous. Definitely not recommended to watch even if you got nothing else to do. Um, yeah, Colby, like, what are your thoughts about the movie?
Um, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't watch a preview or anything going into this. I didn't till afterwards know anything about the real life um, of
Portions of
the
it.
of that city. Yeah, it was interesting. It was I liked that opening part where the like the shaky cam where that guy's just like it made me sick. I know you're also not a huge shaky cam person, uh, but I thought they did a great job. I'm like it kept it very eerie.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so like that whole part I thought was fantastic. I thought like all the way through where she like falls in front of him was like I'm like 10 out of 10 movie.
yeah, because like the beginning, it wasn't like it didn't really turn me off of it because they kind of switched from shaky cam to static shocks to
Right.
static shots, not static shock. So yeah, it didn't really bother me too much on that, and I thought the found footage portion was fine.
Yeah, and then it was an interesting story. It had some lumps and bumps in the middle, like getting through to like you till you realize you're like, oh well, she is a relative of somebody who came from that village,
Yeah.
and and yeah, and then like it there was the weird thing where like the ghost boy
Yeah.
Oliver Twist
Yeah.
is like, yeah, no, we don't do anything with dogs. We just killed wild dogs. But then yeah, you get to the end and you're like, his baby is
From a dog.
from a dog, and then it's like, oh, so did he know? Did he not know?
I think he knew. He must have. You know what I mean? Yeah, like the one thing about this movie, like I'll set aside my belief system, not belief system, but like I'll set aside a lot of things for this movie, like the whole time travel kind of situation where like she went back in time before the village flooded, and it was sort of towards the end of it. It also creates like I believe a paradox where she's yeah, not a paradox, but some sort of time situation where she's the reason why their family is actually alive. You
Right,
know,
right.
but like my biggest gripe is like the amount of times they had shown like the ghost of the villages or the villagers,
Yeah.
which I was like, man, I was like the whole time I was like, this movie is so close to actually being creepy that it's like disappointing me more every time they showed like the ghost of the or like the visuals of the actual ghost.
Because there's a couple, like you said, like there's a couple where like you see feet or you see like hair like just coming around a corner,
Yeah.
and you know that something is standing there, and like those parts are so eerie, and then they have like the whole village like running through the hospital corridors, and it's like a 90s Twilight Zone episode,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, because they're like running around like what's it called, George Romero zombies,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're never really doing anything. It feels like they just like, had a bunch of extras. They're like, well, we paid for all these extras, so come on, guys, like let's have you run through this hallway, but not do anything, just running around and all this stuff. And yeah, it's like yeah, the also takes you out of it is because like the visuals are so outdated for this.
Right.
That you're like, oh, so close. You guys are so close to being good. Colby, did you have any interesting like historical facts?
I was looking, but yeah, like the city was a real city. It really got flooded out when the power company put up a dam.
Yo, okay.
It was a city that was considered an unruly city that was lived outside the bounds of
Society.
Japanese law.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, because they had the sign in front of the village that
right.
the Japanese Constitution.
So apparently that's a real thing.
Oh man.
Uh, a lot of the blocked off tunnels and stuff like that are actually like real
There.
shots. Yeah. Or real reenactments of what the city is like. Apparently there isn't any there is very very little of any city left
Yeah.
that you could hike up to where the tunnel is,
Uh huh.
and then you can't get into it. But like they said, with drones and stuff like
Yeah.
flying, you could see where the other side of the tunnel would be, and there's not any city or anything left. Um, but yeah, but it's interestingly based off of
Or,
basically a city that got flooded out, and there was probably people still in the city because there was people who were
adamant.
refused to leave it,
Yeah.
and it was like,
They're
you know
like,
what,
this is our home.
right, and like they had a group come through and like tried to physically remove everybody, but there's no proof that they
They made it out.
that they that they removed everybody.
Ooh. You know, when this movie came out, I wonder if there was like at least an influx of people trying to get into that tunnel.
uh, they I'm sure that there was. They said that it used to be like in the 80s a
Yeah.
place that people would go because the area was really spooky, and it was like, let's go see if we could find a ghost. And they said nowadays it's, you don't go there because there's a bunch of teens that hang out that are doing drugs and getting drunk and like throw hiding in the trees and throwing bottles at you, and throwing rocks at your car and stuff like that. So
Oh, you know, what's more terrifying than ghosts? Teenagers.
I yep.
Teenagers with nothing else to do. Or it'd be like even more like funny if it was like an actual like they're like all government employees that are trying to like deter people from exploring it.
Just acting like rowdy teens.
They're just like the okay, they go into like a government office and they're like, okay, you also look like you're 14, 15, so we're gonna go ahead and station you out by this village over here. You guys, your only job is to like smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and harass anybody that tries to enter this tunnel. You know, that's all that you guys are gonna get paid to do. What did you think about like the acting in this movie?
I was Some people were really good. I thought the girl, like the main girl, was good. um I thought the two kids were fantastic.
Yeah, that little hospital kid.
Yeah, like he definitely was like, he is waving at something that's not there.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese Damien.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I also think it's like really interesting that like Japan doesn't necessarily. I don't think they have any wolves. I don't think they have like. I don't think there's any wolves that are like natural or like
Mm.
naturally in Japan. So like a lot of their folklore kind of revolves around dogs and foxes and all that stuff. So that's why it's like I guess like you never hear about like a Japanese werewolf,
Mm.
but a
That's
Jap
true.
but a Japanese like were dog. Oh yeah. What'd you think about the transformation? I really actually liked the girl's transformation at the end.
I did. Yeah, the teeth thing that they showed it a number of times. Different people had and that was a well done, like like the canines kind of
Yeah.
coming out, not vampire style, but like just becoming more of like a dog mouth. I thought they did an excellent job with that too.
Yeah. And like it's funny too because I believe in Japan that was like considered like a cute thing to have,
Mm.
like a more pronounced canine teeth, which I was like, ah, that's weird. Oh, it's just Japan doing Japan things. I thought that was cool too. And it's like I remember I was reading or I was like watching a YouTube reviewer talk about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, at the beginning of the movie, when Akina has like a lot of close-up shots when they're exploring the village for the first time, they kind of show her having more pronounced canine teeth in certain shots." So you're like, "Oh, was
Mm.
she a part of the village as well?" You never know because, like, yeah, like it was same with Ryosuke's mom. She was a woman that was pregnant with no family,
Right, right.
but you can also tell that she was also part of that village. So there's like a certain, like, what is it, like a leakage of human dog DNA out there in in that world.
Right, and you don't really ever get a any kind of explanation. Well, like how much of the people in that town are, you know,
Half dog.
how prevalent is the dog love?
Yeah, because then, like, you can't blame it all on the power company because they were only there for a short time. So if you're having these dog human hybrids that are
Right,
mainly dog, yeah,
or
it's
is it just not till like afterwards when like the kind of the spirit of the dogs that were all killed are like trying to then, exact revenge on the people that are now dead, and so then it's like,
it's
because
a
then if you have a dog spirit molesting a human spirit, then maybe you could have a
human
hybrid
dog spirit.
spirit baby.
Yeah, like the logistics of this movie is absolutely wild. It needs you to suspend belief and not know any type of biology.
Right, like when the husband got bit for trying to stop her, the mom
Yeah,
from climbing the wall, and then and like she fanged out, and like you said, she was all growly and bit him. I was like, oh, maybe it is like more werewolfy,
yeah,
and like now he's gonna get like the
yeah,
werewolf sick. But that was they were like, no,
yeah.
that's not
The
not
moment you saw that dog right next to that girl, you're like, oh Jesus.
right, because there was also like puppies right
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
and that, yeah.
So it's like, is it like a lottery style? Like how many, like four pups and one human baby? Oh
Or
yeah,
maybe that's why they were, I don't know. I was gonna say because they were known as dog killers. Maybe they were killing the babies that were coming out as dogs.
right. Oh, they're like, no, we don't need more dogs. We need more dog humans.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is absolutely off the rails as far as like anywhere in belief, like, in the supernatural world. It's absolutely crazy. But we're coming up to our hour, so I want to thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our other months down below. We have a bunch of theme months for you, from in space to outer space to HP Lovecraft. All of those, definitely check it out. We definitely have something for you. But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we have our reviews in 4 different sections, where you have Stream It, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Kobe, where are you at for this one?
I really liked the director. So like I don't know. I would like to do like a box set of his work.
Oh yeah.
But as this movie by itself, I think probably DVD is probably going to be the highest I'm going to be able to go.
Oh, all right.
I don't see it to be Blu-ray worthy. Unless you also got like a documentary on like the real story of the city, that village, or something like it. There would have to be an extra to like pull me to go higher
Yeah,
than that.
definitely. I'm thinking the same way too. I feel like there's like a lot of, like, as far as like storytelling goes, it's it's weirdly inconsistent. There's a lot of like things that they don't want you to like ask questions on. And but funny enough, this movie does have a sequel called Suicide Village Forest, or Suicide Forest Village, which might just not really be a direct sequel, but more part of like a series, like of
Okay.
Japan's most haunted places. or something like that. Because then there's another sequel to that called Oxhead Village. So yeah, I believe it is a part of like some sort of like urban legend series set. So that would be really cool to have.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if the box set is that, I'm definitely getting it that way. Just because Takashi Shimizu is still like a pretty legendary director as far as like pushing Japanese cinema forward. Uh, but as a
yeah.
standalone, I think I'm with you on the standalone. If the Blu-ray had a documentary on like the real full history of like this village and everything, and he had like historians talk about the village, then the Blu-ray would probably be really like worth it. But
Right. Yeah.
if not, I think yeah, I would probably just go DVD with this one as well. It's fine on the first watch, but I really don't see too many reasons to do rewatches. Like the only thing you might have missed is like when she's like, driving down the street where the girl had jumped off the tower. Before
Yeah.
she hits the tower, you actually see the girl drop. And then when she passes down the tower, that's when the girl drops into her like car. So it's like a
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole like, oh, like when people commit suicide, they kind of relive that moment over and over again. And I don't know if that's what he was going for, or if it was just like a one-off like little jump scare.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our links down below where we have social medias.
Yeah. We got our X, Twitter X, our Threads, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah, it's all there.
All
It's all
those.
down there
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
We try to like post anytime we put up new episodes, like throw them up so
yep.
that you know. Um, and yeah, like we try to been trying to like repost old episodes, promote different movies and cool things, and
Yeah.
so make it
Yeah.
worth your liking and sharing.
Yeah. Try to hit our SEOs.
Exactly.
But thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out does the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on the album Music Podcast 3, and the Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.